Previously on rooflemonger. Now, of course, I say all this, right? And a week or two after I make this video, then there's like a PlayStation Direct and they've revealed 10 characters and here's the release date and here's tons of things we didn't like. Just my luck, right? And here we are today. Hello and welcome. This is rooflemonger. My friends, we might finally got some news on the Marvel Tokon front. And in a pretty important way, because this is going to be make or break for the game, potentially. So what's going on? Well, turns out, yes, my fears have been realized, although in the most positive way possible, in that there will be a PlayStation State of Play coming up. Which makes this Marvel Tokon's best chance to show, well, frankly, anything. As basically the crux of the last video was the fact they haven't shown anything at all. Like, the premise of the video was it's been 241 days since the game was announced, and not even one character past the initial announcement trailer has been shown or debuted or whatever. And now, it's been some days since we made that video. Now it's 250 days. Now, the PlayStation State of Play is going to be on the 12th, and that's very soon, so we'll find out one way or the other, but it's heavily likely that Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls will make some sort of an appearance there. One of the biggest reasons? The event will be over an hour long. This will be their longest event since 2023. So it's fair to say there's gonna be some stuff here. They're citing first and third parties, and Tokon's in a weird spot because it is being made by Arc System Works, the creators of Guilty Gear, but it is being published by Sony. Regardless, however, it has to be here. If it's not here, they're going to delay the game. It's been far too long with far too little info about anything that's going on. I very much view this event as do or die for Marvel Tokon. They need to show up and show up in a big way. Like, not just, oh, here's one character, here's Wolverine, which everyone expects. Wolverine being in the game is no shocker to nobody. In fact, if he wasn't, that would be shocking. And I'm sure he'll be cool whatever form he may take, but like, we've waited so long. We've waited the better part of a year now for like anything new. We really got to get something more than what's already been shown. Given this is going to be an hour-plus event, this is going to be a very big deal. I expect a lot of big things, and Tokon has to match with the other games. Like, say, Wolverine. I very much expect Wolverine proper gameplay. And to note, I'm personally very excited for this game. I think they can do a lot of right with this game, and I'll be sure to give it a purity check to make sure it's up to proper Canadian standards. I need to make sure that Wolverine murders thousands of enemies in a proper Canadian way. And of course, there's going to be lots of game reveals. Like, I very much expect the new Marathon game to be there, which I hope turns out good for them. To be real, everything about this game seems very unimpressive to me, but would love to be wrong about that. And of course, there's going to be the big Bloodborne 2 reveal that everyone's been waiting for. Yeah, I screw it. I'm just going to leak it. I don't care. I don't care about the consequences. I'm just going to leak that right now. And now you're like, wait, is he joking? People know I joke a lot. Is he joking? Sometimes I don't joke. Sometimes I give people hints. And then people just never take it at face value. Or maybe I'm just messing with you because it's really easy to mess with Bloodborne fans. Stay tuned. And hey, it's not like Marvel Tokon might be the only fighting game there, right? Like, there could potentially be other things. Hey, could Virtual Fighter be there? It's certainly been long enough, but nah, probably not. Would be nice though. But now shifting gears back to Tokon, what does Marvel Tokon need out of this presentation? It needs to show up big, right? So what do we need? We need characters with an S, not character. So yeah, probably Wolverine because synergy with the Wolverine game, whatever. But yeah, we need to show up something big. Once again, it's been almost a full year since this game's been announced, and we don't know anyone past that initial trailer. We need a couple reveals. And also, we need a release date. Remember, this game is supposed to be, like, originally, allegedly, supposed to be out this year. Granted, we got a lot of the year to burn, and it's probably not going to be out by the summer, considering, it's not an announced EVO game. So sometime in fall is most likely, but we need a solid release date so we can start planning around just everything about the game. You gotta do it sooner or later, anyways. Potentially another beta? Now, we've already had a couple at-bats for playable versions of the game, but as of the last one, which caused a lot of divisiveness, a lot of people were critical of the gameplay. Enough so that Arc System Works may have potentially gone back to the drawing board on how some of the core system rules and mechanics may work. Because the outcry was more than a little bit, especially on, like, say, combo routing, combo systems. Does the game have sauce or not? Because a lot of people thought the combo system was more than a little just adequate, little boring, if you will. So if that is potentially going to be changed up in any realistic way, then you got to put it back in front of the audience, because trailers don't necessarily tell the full story on that. Now, actually going back to EVO, I'm very sure it'll be playable on the EVO show floor. And we'll probably get a lot of good footage out of that, although that said, not exactly a training mode. Your sickest combos will not be found at an exhibition at a trade show. And of course, sometime before the actual launch, you gotta do the open beta, because that's effectively the tradition of fighting games. Whenever that may be, anyways. Again, I do not anticipate the actual launch to be anytime soon. But yeah, like, this is gonna be an important day for Marvel Tokon. Like, imagine they don't show up. Like, that to me would say the game's in trouble. That tells me there's like something catastrophically wrong. The whole advertising, launch, everything about this game as it's been so far has already been kind of suspect as it is. Like, as far as the core game goes, like I've already said, I like the core game. Like, maybe there's some things that could be better, but I think there's something there. There's something solid to the core of it, but obviously that's not everybody. You could say perception is often reality, and the perception around Marvel Tokon is sort of so-so at best right now. So we got to show up for Marvel Tokon, and we got to show up big time at this PlayStation State of Play. At bare minimum, I'm sure it's going to be worth a watch, right? If it's an hour long, even if there is no Tokon related stuff, like if you're into video games at all, I'm sure there'll be something there for you. But I really sincerely hope we get some big showing up on the Marvel Tokon front. Like, I'm very invested in these games, I sort of like fighting games. I want to see how this goes. There's a lot of characters I really want to see, even some that aren't realistic. Like, is Kingpin going to be a playable character? Of course not. But wouldn't it be really cool if he was? But don't get me wrong, I'll still be very happy to play the more obvious choices like your Wolverines and your Hulks. And if there is any shifts in the gameplay, I hope they decide to show that off on whatever they show off at the PlayStation State of Play. At a minimum, I'll probably be streaming along with it, so tune into the rooflemonger Twitch channel and we can just watch together and either be rejoicing or disappointed together, I suppose. But that's a little bit of a news update for the day, so here's hoping, I guess. That said, well, thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well, and go out and play some fighting games.